Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter called electrochemistry. Now, about the chapter electrochemistry, it is a branch of chemistry deals with the relationship between electric current and chemical change. Again, it is a branch of chemistry deals with the relationship between electric current and chemical change. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the conductors. We know about the conductors. Conductors means the substances which allows the current to pass through it. Those are called conductors. Insulators means the substances which do not allow the current to pass through it. Those are called insulators. That is not our topic. Now we are going to discuss about only conductors. Conductors are the substances which allows the current to pass through it. Now, conductors are classified into two types: electronic conductors, electrolytic conductors. Simply, electronic conductors are called metallic conductors. Electrolytic conductors are called ionic conductors. Ionic conductors are metallic conductors. This one is called electronic conductors. Now, these are the metallic substances. These are called electrolytes. Metallic substances, and these are called electrolytes. Now we will see the difference between electronic conductors and electrolytic conductors. Now, first difference: electronic conductors, metallic conductors, conductivity is due to flow of electrons. Conductivity is due to flow of electrons. Ionic conductors, conductivity is due to flow of ions. This is conductivity is due to flow of electron. This one is conductivity due to flow of ions. Next one, second difference. Here, matter is not transformed. There is no change in the matter. Substance is as it is. But here, matter is transformed. We know about the electrolysis. One chamber will be there, electrolytic chamber. Electrolytic solution will be there. In this, anode, cathode will be there. We connect it to the battery. By passing the electric current, oxidation takes place at anode, reduction takes place at cathode. So, matter is transformed here. There is no matter transformed here. Third difference is, in electronic conduction, in metallic conduction, it is a physical process. Only physical changes will be there. Here, physical and chemical changes will be there. Physical changes in the sense, the flow of current is physical change. The transformation of matter is called chemical change. So, physical and chemical changes occurs in electrolytic conduction. Only physical changes occurs in electronic conduction. Next one, by temperature increases, conduction decreases. By temperature increases, conduction decreases. Here, by increasing the temperature, conduction increases because of ionization increases, number of ions increases. If number of ions increases, electricity is due to flow of ions, so conductivity also increases. Last one, it follows Ohm's law. We will discuss about the Ohm's law in next class. Ohm's law is followed here. Here, Ohm's law and Faraday's law both will be followed here. These are the differences in between electronic conduction and electrolytic conduction. Again, conductors. Conductors means the substances which allows the current to pass through it. Current pass through it. Those are called conductors. Now, this is conductors are classified into two types: electronic conductors, electrolytic conductors. These are the difference in between electronic, electrolytic conductors. Now, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about only electrolytic conduction. Electrolytic conduction, few factors influence the electrolytic conductors. First factor is nature of electrolyte. Here we know nature of electrolyte. Strong electrolytes will be there, weak electrolytes will be there. Strong electrolyte conductivity value is more. Weak electrolyte conductivity value is less. This is due to strong electrolyte means ionization is easy. It will give ions very easily. If number of ions increases, conduction increases. Why? Because this conduction is due to flow of ions. So, strong electrolyte conductivity value is more. Weak electrolyte conductivity value is less. Example, sulfuric acid, strong acid, ionization is more. Number of ions ionized to the product part is more. So, conduction is more. Example, acetic acid, CH3COOH. Acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. Ionization is less. So, conduction also less. Second one, concentration. High concentrated solution, low concentrated solution. For example, H2SO4 is there at high concentration, at low concentration. High concentration, conductivity is less. Low concentration, conductivity is more. Reason is, at high concentration, ionization is less. Low concentration means low concentrated solution due to the dilution. If the dilution increases, ionization increases, conductivity also increases. Next one, nature of solvent. Here nature of solvent is polar solvent, covalent solvent. Polar solvent and non-polar solvent. Non-polar solvents are nothing but covalent solvent. Polar solvent means which contains the poles. Charges will be there. If the ionization increases, the polar solvents are there, ionization increases, then conduction value also increases. In non-polar solvent, ionization is very less, conduction is very less. The next one, fourth one, temperature. We know about here, by the temperature increases, conduction value increases in electrolytic conduction. So ionic compounds, by increasing the temperature, conduction value increases. This is about factors of influencing factors on electrolytic conduction. Next topic, transport number. Transport number definition is the fraction of current carried by ion in electrolytic solution. In electrolytic solution, cation will be there, anions will be there. In a electrolytic solution, cations and anions are there. The fraction of current carried by ion, either it may be cation or anion, that fraction is called transport number. So transport number formula is current carried by ion by total current. Current carried by ion by total current. The current carried by ion may be cation, it may be anion. So transport number of cation, Nc. N number, transport number, C is cation. Nc is equal to current carried by cation, Uc, by total current. Total current is due to cation and anion. So Uc plus Ua. Again, transport number of cation. Transport number is current carried by ion by total current. Now, transport number of cation is equal to Nc is equal to current carried by cation by total current. Total current is due to cation and anion, Uc plus Ua. Next, transport number of anion is equal to current carried by anion, Ua, by total current, Uc plus Ua. Now, total current is, you can take it as 100% 1. Total current is due to transport number of cation plus transport number of anion. So Nc plus Na is equal to 1. This is about transport number. Now we are going to discuss about electrolysis. Now this is electrolytic chamber which contain electrolytic solution, electrolyte. Two electrodes are dipped in electrolytic solution. Anode is connected to positive end of the battery and this one is connected to negative end of the battery. So one is anode, next one is cathode. Two electrodes are there. One is connected to positive end of the battery, next one is connected to negative end of the battery. By passing the electric current into the electrolytic solution through electrode, the decomposition of electrolytic solution will take place. The decomposition of electrolytic solution is called electrolysis. Simply by passing the electric current, the decomposition of electrolytic solution in electrolytic chamber is called electrolysis. This one is explained by Michael Faraday. He proposed two laws. One is Faraday first law, next Faraday second law. First we will discuss about Faraday first law, about the electrolysis. Faraday first law is the amount of substance deposited is directly proportional to quantity of current. Now see here, one electrode is connected to positive end of the battery, next electrode is connected to negative end of the battery. We are passing the electric current. Electrolysis will in electrolytic solution, electrolysis will take place. That means decomposition of electrolyte will take place. At anode, oxidation will take place. At cathode, reduction will take place. Oxidation at anode, reduction at cathode. Now, during the electrolysis, substance will be deposited or evolved. Deposited means solid substance will deposit. Gaseous substance means it will evolve. The amount of substance, mass of the substance, weight of the substance deposited, or if it is a gaseous substance, if it is evolved, the mass of the substance deposited or evolved is directly proportional to quantity of current. How much amount of quantity of current we are passing, same equal ratio of some amount of substance will be deposited. That is called Faraday first law. Mass of the substance deposited or evolved is directly proportional to quantity of current. Now W is proportional to Q. Q is called quantity of current. W is called weight of the substance. W is equal to Z into Q. Z is called electrochemical equivalent. Electrochemical equivalent. Q is called quantity of current. Quantity of current is equal to I into T. I is called current in amperes, strength of the current, into time in seconds T. I is called Q is called quantity of current, I is called strength of the current, T is called time in second. So Q is equal to I into T. I is equal to current in amperes, T is called time in seconds. Now if I value is 1 ampere, time is 1 second, then Q is called 1 coulomb. Q value is quantity of current in 1 coulomb. I is 1 ampere, T is 1 second, then Q value is 1 coulomb. If it is 1 coulomb, Q value is 1 coulomb, then W is equal to Z. So W value, weight of the substance, is equal to Z value. Z is called electrochemical equivalent. Now continuation, 1 Faraday, this one is called 1 coulomb. 1 Faraday is equal to, we know that 96,500 coulomb, exact value is 96,487 coulombs. Now round value 96,500 coulombs is equal to 1 Faraday. If we pass 1 coulomb of current, the weight of the substance is equal to electrochemical equivalent. If we pass 1 Faraday of current, that means 96,500 coulombs of current, that is equal to equivalent weight of the substance. So 1 gram equivalent weight of the substance is deposited or evolved is directly equal to 1 Faraday of current. That is about equivalent weight of the substance is equal to Z, electrochemical equivalent, into 96,500. Z is equal to electrochemical equivalent from this formula is equal to equivalent weight of the substance by 96,500. Now 1 Faraday is equal to, we know, 96,500. This charge is equal to 1 mole of electrons. 1 mole of electrons is equal to 96,500, that is equal to 1 Farad. Now in this example, 3 examples are there. First example, Na plus, it is giving 1 mole of electron depositing Na. So to deposit 1 mole of Na, it required 1 mole of electrons. 1 mole of electron means 96,500 coulombs. Second one, Cu plus 2 is deposited as Cu by taking 2 moles of electron. So 2 into 96,500 coulombs. Third example, Al plus 3, need 3 moles of electrons to deposit Al, 1 mole of Al. So to deposit 1 mole of aluminium, it needs 3 moles of electron. That means 3 into 96,500 coulombs. About this one. Next, this is about Faraday first law. Again definition, the mass of the substance deposited or evolved is directly proportional to quantity of current. Quantity of current in coulombs. Now coming to Faraday's second law. This is electrolysis, which contains one cell. Here series of cells, 3 cells are connected in series. 3 cells. First cell contains a sulfuric acid solution. Second cell contains copper sulfate solution. Third solution contains AgNO3 solution. Third container contains AgNO3 solution. Now these 3 are connected in series to the one battery. This one plus electrode connected to the positive end of the battery. This one is connected to negative end of the battery. This is internal connection, negative end to positive end, negative end to positive end. Now the quantity of current we are giving is constant for 3 cells, but solutions are different. Sulfuric acid solution, copper sulfate solution, AgNO3 solution. So the amount of quantity of current we are passing is same, but the solutions are different. In this case, Faraday first law, in this case, the mass of the substance is directly proportional to equivalent weight of the substance. So here mass of the substance is equal to equivalent weight of the solution. Here the mass of the substance is equal to equivalent weight of CuSO4. Here Cu. Next here weight of the substance is equal to equivalent weight of Ag. This is about Faraday's second law formula. Now again, when electrolytic cells are connected in series, the quantity of current is same. Quantity of current, the amount of current passing is same. The mass of the substance is depends on the equivalent weight of the substance. Then the formula is W1 by W2 is equal to E1 by E2. This is about Faraday's second law.